Hi, everyone. We just wrapped the How to Position Your Offers to Sell workshop. It was really great. We had a group of people. We went through the 10-question document that I shared on how to position your offers, and we completed it together on the call because who needs more homework? Okay. And it was so funny to watch because I really felt like a teacher. Everyone was like so focused on what they were doing. And, I'd want to move on to the next question. And they were like, wait, it's just like pouring out of me right now. But one very interesting question came up and a distinction that I want to make. So I'm going to share that with you today, even if you weren't on the workshop. I'm going to give you a little taste. And if you are ever available for future workshops, I highly, highly recommend that you join. So this is a 10-question doc. I'm not going to let you see all of them. We're just going to stick to these 4. But what I want to talk about is question 2 and question 3. So someone on the call asked, what's the difference between that result that my ICA wants and then the tangible ways that their life improves from getting that result, right? Like how do I process those 2 things? Are they the same? And so the way that I explain this is that you want to think about the end result that you're getting for your ICA as a pebble dropping into water. And then the ripple effect that that pebble has on the water surface, those are the tangible ways that their life is going to improve, right? So that end result that somebody wants, let's say they want to feel better in their bodies, right? They want to get stronger, they want to lose weight, or they want to just feel more confident in their bodies, right? That end result is they're feeling healthy, they're feeling strong, right? But the tangible ways that their life improves is that they're no longer afraid to go to their friend's pool party, right? Or shopping experiences are now fun instead of something that stresses them out and makes them feel bad about themselves, right? Those would be ways that their life shifts. So you want to think about the result as like, yes, I'm getting this result, but then that result is going to have a ripple effect in someone's life. And when you're able to describe the ripple effect in very tangible terms, that's when people are like, oh my gosh, I need this. Okay. And if you made the first workshop where we talked about how to sell in our copy, that was the whole point of the workshop, was how to get specific, because you can't be general. You have to be specific. You have to paint a picture in someone's mind. And when you do that, that's when somebody sits up and takes notice. So in this example that I created on this doc here, right, we used a healthy weekly meal delivery service. So the result that the person wants who's going to buy this is they want to eat healthier and they don't want to have to think about dinner. Like they don't want to stress about dinner. They want somebody else to figure out dinner. They don't want that responsibility and that sense of stress around dinner time. And the tangible ways that their life changes when they get those results, right? Yes, they have reduced stress. Their peace is increased because they're not having to stress about dinner anymore. But now they have more time. So maybe there's a hobby that they dropped that they can pick up again. Maybe they were into watercoloring and now they get to watercolor again. Or maybe they used to go to book club and they had to stop and now they can go back. And, maybe now they can take a walk, at a reasonable hour because they're not scrambling for dinner. And then it's like 9 o'clock before they know it. Okay. Those are all the tangible ways. And you're going to want to be able to paint the picture of those tangible ways to make the distinction. So result, ripple effect. So I want you to think about your offers in those terms. Speaking of offers, I want to talk to you about an offer that I have for you, which is the 4 C's appraisal session. So if you've been going it alone in your copywriting, you're doing all of this stuff, you're taking all this marketing advice out there and you're trying to apply it for yourself and you're just not necessarily getting the results that you want, and you ultimately want to grow your business, you want to expand, you want 2023 to be a great year, then this is something that you can do. It would be a great place to start. And the reason that I created this is because when you're getting advice from marketing podcasts, group coaching programs, business programs that have maybe a marketing piece in there, right? All that is great. And the advice is probably good, right? The advice is not bad. The advice is good, but you have to be able to apply that for your unique, specific situation. And oftentimes you can't do that unless you have a one-on-one touch point with somebody who can really help guide and provide the overall context. So I had a client that was inside of all these Facebook groups, right? Looking for love in all the wrong places. She was inside of these marketing Facebook groups, asking for advice and asking for feedback on her copy and on her business and the positioning of her business and her offers and all this. And she was getting tons of conflicting advice. And the advice wasn't necessarily bad, but because it wasn't taking into consideration the whole picture, she was like being pulled in these different directions. And so she would go down this path, and then she would go down this path, and then she would go down this path. So by the time she got to me, I was just like, none of this represents the magic that is you at all. Right. And she's like, well, what I posted in this group, and this lady told me this, and then somebody else told me this. And it's just like, no, unless they have the entire full picture, it's going to be hard to provide advice that is actually going to be relevant and create an actual result for you. And so that's what this 4Cs session is all about. I'm not going to get too nerdy, but I basically analyze your copy on your website and your main social media page. And I created an Excel file where I look at 47 different factors, and all of those factors are data backed. They're based on sales psychology, persuasion tactics, copywriting methods. I wanted it to be as objective as possible, so it's a true diagnostic tool. And I had to dust off the old brain and figure out how to do Excel formulas again from when I got my MBA, because I didn't remember, but I figured it out. And so now it actually spits out a result, and the result is even scored differently based on what is most important from a copywriting standpoint. So you get this 14-page report that details all of this out in a very easy to understand way. But you also get 45 minutes on a Zoom with me where we go over all of this, and I will give you my recommendations on what to do based on your business goals and based on what's happening currently in your business. Because before we even start, I will have you fill out a questionnaire, because context is everything. And so I need to know what's going on. And you could tell me, hey, I'm not getting leads, or I'm getting leads, but they're the wrong type of leads, or I'm getting leads, but they're just, they're interested, but they're not buying for some reason, right? These are all different scenarios. And so we have to understand where you're at, where you want to go, so that then the advice and the feedback that I'm going to give you is actually specific to you and will actually make a difference, versus you just trying to apply things willy-nilly based on good advice, but ultimately not advice that is tailored specifically for you. So if you're interested in that, that is available. And I would love to see you at one of the future workshops. I will very often be giving away these freebies. Everyone found it extremely useful. I've already gotten several messages from the attendees saying how useful it was. And I try to make things as productive as possible for you so that you don't have extra stuff to do later on or try to figure things out on your own. Let's do it. Let's get it. And let's have a good time. All right. I'll see you in the next one.